Customer service means help for consumers, feedback for retailers, and benefits for both, especially when it comes to removing barriers in the purchase process. I'm Marketing Sherpa reporter Courtney Eckerly here at the Media Center at IRCE, and sitting with me is Katie Laird, who is the Director of Social Marketing for Blinds.com. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
So you're going to tell us a little bit about this. So tell us, how have you used customer feedback to improve the customer journey?
Absolutely. So at Blinds.com, we are totally customer obsessed. And I don't just say that to say that because we're on camera. Every single meeting, every single hallway conversation always somehow evolves around the customer experience, customer feedback that we're hearing. A lot of our meetings, and this goes across every department, whether it's accounting, the samples warehouse, marketing, IT, it's focusing on these different feedback mechanisms that we're capturing information from customers. Now, it could be something as old school as what are people saying on the phones, to what are people saying in social, to ratings and reviews, and sometimes just looking at website traffic data, what are they doing versus what they're saying. But really it's just something that encompasses every single decision that we make in the company. So it's a powerful force to be reckoned with at Blinds.com.
So why do you think it's so important to have that internal culture built in about constantly thinking about your customer and visualizing their journey at every step?
I think if you don't make it such an ingrained part of your culture, it's not going to happen. You're not actually going to listen. You're not going to ask those probing questions when you're speaking with an angry customer on the phone. So if you don't live it and breathe it, you're not going to grow from it. You're not going to be hungry and excited to get it every day. And it's interesting, at our company at this point, we actually are a little hesitant to promote people within the company if they haven't proven themselves to be really passionate about the customer experience and about growing each other and the company and our community at large. So it's, in our mind, the only way that we get things done is by keeping it at our heart.
So what are some specific examples of how you have integrated customer feedback into your internal culture, and how has it impacted your customers?
Sure. So here's kind of a fun, silly, geeky way. We recently doubled our floor space, and in our new part of the office, we have this enormous video wall that's called The Voice. So it's not a singing competition, although that would be awesome. What it is it's ongoing, completely unedited customer feedback coming in from our social media channels, coming in from customer ratings and reviews. And this is something that not only is it just a beautiful graphic to look at when you're walking by the hallway, it's something that when people are stopping to get coffee, they'll stand there and they'll be watching, what is the customer saying right now? We can see what the photos look like in their homes. We can see when they're happy, when they're angry, when they're playing with us, when we're joking together on Twitter. And what that's done is not only has it just kind of set our minds to being like, okay, this is a big deal. We're talking about it. Clearly, we want to invest in this infrastructure that showcases it. But it's also getting people more excited to be a more proactive part of any sort of customer issues or customer feedback challenges in social. So right now, we're growing our social care channel. And I think the greatest recruiting tool is just by the fact that we have this video wall and we have this constant dialogue going on around what we can do to make our customer experience better and how we can improve ourselves and our products and our processes to just make it an exceptional experience being with our company.
So what do you think is one of the best ways that you have really engaged your customers to have a conversation with you?
So again, it's kind of silly lo-fi technology. One of the ways that we get the most detailed and incredible information, again, sometimes good, sometimes bad, things to improve upon, things to celebrate on, is with our post-purchase email. So our CEO sends a 30-day email, post-purchase, asking one question. What is one thing that we could do better for you next time? And you would not believe the essays and the novels that we get sometimes, but these are well thought out responses, and sometimes accolades, which is always exciting, and we act on them. At least monthly in the marketing department, we read through every single one of these hundreds and hundreds of emails. We have a dedicated team that does nothing but analyze the content in the emails, and then we put those, those suggestions into practice when it makes sense. So.
Do you have a specific example of one you've put into practice?
Oh my, yes. So something that we heard again and again is that while we make it easy to install and to learn how to measure for custom window coverings, which as you might imagine isn't exactly the easiest thing, compared to buying shoes or a purse or a lipstick, it's a process. So as good of a job as we do making it a pretty simplified process, people still have some fears around power tools or putting holes in their walls. So we took that knowledge, and as we saw the volume grow up around that particular point of customer feedback, we actually developed an entirely new product line that's called InstaFit. So it kind of acts like one of those clicky pens where you click in a product, you click in the product, and it's there nice and firm up in your window. So we created a whole new product just because we heard enough people say, drills are for suckers, we don't want to do it anymore.
Wow.
And it's fun.
Well, thank you so much for your time,
My
Katie.
pleasure, thank you for having me.
And if you would like more tips, tactics, and case studies, visit marketingsherpa.com.